From up here, it looks like it's always been part of the Gold Coast. Calm water, clean lines, big homes, money sitting right on the edge of the Broadwater. But this place wasn't always here. Before all of this was just tidal ground. Part of the Broadwater, sandbanks, mangroves, shifting with the tide, no streets, no houses, no blocks to buy. And it wasn't privately owned either. This was Crown land, held by the Queensland government. Just open water doing what water does. And long before any of that, this was sea country connected to the Yugambeh people, who knew these waterways long before lines were drawn on a map. Then, someone looked at this and saw something else. Mid-90s, developer Bernard Lewis, through Lewis Land, steps in. Not buying a suburb, buying the idea of one. By 2001, Lewis Land teams up with Mirvac, and the plan's locked in. Turn this into a fully built island. About 12 hectares, hundreds of homes, right in the middle of what used to be open tidal water. But you don't just build on water, you've got to make the land first. Reclaimed, shaped, forced into place. Built on sand that never used to sit still. Engineered to hold weight where nothing solid existed before. Every edge you see, every canal, every block was created. And none of this happens by accident. Early 2000s, Queensland's pushing hard. Premier Peter Beattie, Labor government, full throttle on growth across southeast Queensland. Planning, infrastructure, environment, multiple departments, all moving in the same direction. Ministers across those areas, people like Anna Bligh. And there's a bit of history sitting behind that name. Bligh, as in Captain Bligh, William Bligh of the British Royal Navy. Best known for the mutiny on the Bounty, and later a colonial governor in early Australia. Anna Bligh, a direct descendant of that same line, different century, different kind of power, but still tied to decisions about land, coastlines, and how places are shaped. Not one decision, not one signature, but a system, moving in the same direction, expand, build, turn coastline into lifestyle. Not everyone loved it. There'd been questions for years about what this kind of development does to the environment, to marine life, to the natural shape of the coast. But on the Gold Coast, progress usually wins. By the mid-2000s, it's done. Ephraim Island, private, gated, controlled, water turned into canals, land locked into place, and a brand new version of reality built over the top. And now, look at it. Glass water, boats tied up out the back, palms lining the edges, not a ripple out of place. This is Gold Coast living, dialed right up, quiet, secure, exclusive. The kind of place that attracts people who've already made it, or are well on their way. Boats out front, coffee on the balcony, broad water on your doorstep. All just minutes from everything. Runaway Bay shops, Paradise Point Village, cafes, restaurants, weekend markets, parks full of families. Close enough to surfers' paradise to see the skyline, far enough away to leave the noise behind. From above, it feels calm, like it belongs, like it's always been here. But what you're really looking at is water that was turned into land and told to stay there. And if you look a little closer, you start to see who actually lives here. This isn't average income territory. You don't just wander in here after a good week on the tools. This is asset money, equity, business, investments, people who've done all right for themselves and reckon they've earned a decent patch of water. Units here, you're starting well north of 1.5 mil, 2 mil's pretty normal, and if you're up the pointy end, penthouses pushing past 3 million, no dramas. And the houses, 3, 4, 5 million plus, easy done, especially if you've got a proper bit of waterfront. So yeah, this isn't your average punter setup. You've got to be cashed up or seriously well sorted to land here. And that shapes the whole joint. It's quieter, more settled, no mucking around. People here aren't chasing it anymore. They've already had a red hot crack and come out the other side. Couples, downsizers, semi-retired operators, plenty of sharp operators, people who've played the long game, and now they're kicking back like kings and queens. You won't find much carry-on here. No late night chaos, no one bouncing off the walls. More like posh bogans with boats, nice rigs out the back, clean jetty, and a fridge that's never short on a cold one. It's a quiet flex. No one's yelling about it, but you know, you can feel it. Boat tied up out the back, coffee on the balcony, maybe a fish off the pontoon if you're feeling ambitious. No stress, no rush, no dramas. And then just next door, Sovereign Islands. Same idea, just turned up another notch. Bigger homes, bigger blocks, deeper water. If Ephraim's doing all right, Sovereign's the neighbour who's absolutely killing it. Bit flashier, bit more, have a go at this, but still the same game. Waterfront living, built from scratch, and now worth a small fortune. 2 developments, pulled out of the water, now sitting right up there in the multi-million-dollar club, and it all just rolls together, like it's always been here. Bit of a magic trick, really. Water turned into land. And now it's some of the most tightly held real estate on the coast. Not bad at all. And here's the thing most people don't realise. For all the money sitting here, all the polished edges, all the flash waterfront views, you're still smack in the middle of proper Aussie wildlife. There's only about 500 people on this whole island, give or take, but the locals? Not all of them are human. You'll see pelicans cruising past like they own the joint, just gliding in, parking up on the pontoon, waiting for an easy feed. Cockatoos kicking off in the trees, like they've had one too many. Lorikeets flying around, full chaos mode, parrots everywhere, keeping an eye on things like nosy neighbours. And then, you've got the black swans. Locals love them. You'll hear people talking about them like they're part of the community. Big, slow, graceful, just drifting across the water, like they've got nowhere to be. Bit of class to them too, like they know they belong there. Then you've got the water itself. Looks calm, looks clean, but don't get too comfortable. Bull sharks move through here. Quiet as you like, no fuss. Just part of the system. Same with the stingrays. You'll see them gliding along the edges, like shadows under the surface. Bit of bait fish flicking around, maybe a mullet jumping out of nowhere, and every now and then, someone reckons they've seen something bigger. That's the Broadwater. It's not a swimming pool, it's alive, and that's what makes this place different. You've got all this money, all this control, all this perfectly engineered land, but nature still rolls straight through it. Doesn't ask permission, Doesn't care about property prices, just does its thing. Pelican on the jetty, black swan cruising past, shark in the channel, parrot screaming from a palm tree, million-dollar view, with a bit of wild mixed in, and honestly, that's half the appeal. Thanks for watching Critical Man. If you liked it, tap the like button, hit subscribe, and we'll go find the next one.